This show's brought to you by
ADNOC L&S soars 52% in its trading debut, and Qatar's beIN is off air on the UAE's top TV network. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramya Faraj. ADNOC Logistics and Services soared by 52% in its trading debut today after its hugely oversubscribed $769 million IPO. Stock in ADNOC L&S opened at 79 cents, up from the offering price of 55 cents. ADNOC sold 1.41 billion shares, or a 19% stake in the company in the IPO, valuing it at $4.05 billion. ADNOC L&S saw overwhelming investor demand with $125 billion in orders. This surpasses even Saudi Aramco's record $29.4 billion IPO, which saw $119 billion in demand. UAE-based retail group Brands for Less has denied reports of selling a minority stake in the business to investors. Brands for Less says while it, on an ongoing basis, reviews its options to further enhance growth, there are no current plans for a sale of shares to third parties or through an IPO. Qatar media giant beIN's TV channels, including Premier League football, are now off limits to the UAE's biggest network as their partnership discontinued today. Etisalat announced it wouldn't be showing beIN supplied channels from June 1st, but the reason is unclear. Etisalat is one of two UAE companies, along with DO, to show beIN channels. beIN officials say after lengthy discussions to extend their decade-long partnership with Etisalat, they're disappointed they're not renewing this partnership at this time. Qatar Energy has signed a 15-year deal to supply LNG to Bangladesh's state-owned gas company Petrobangla. It will supply 1.5 million tons annually starting in January 2026 and could reach up to 1.8 million tons annually under the contractual arrangement. Officials say the gas could come from the North Field project, which holds the world's biggest natural gas reserves. Qatar Energy currently supplies Bangladesh with more than 3.5 million tons of LNG per annum. Sources within OPEC Plus say the cartel probably won't make further supply cuts at its ministerial meeting on Sunday, despite the fall in oil prices towards $70 a barrel. As the economic outlook worsened, several members of OPEC Plus in April pledged voluntary cuts starting from May and to continue to the end of the year. This was in addition to a 2 million barrel per day cut agreed in early October. It brought total output cuts to 3.66 million barrels per day, or about 4% of global consumption. Eurozone inflation fell to 6.1% in May as energy prices declined. It's a slower pace than the 7% recorded in April, but the reading remains well above the ECB's 2% target. Inflation in Germany, which is now in recession, dropped to 6.3% in May, down from 7.6% in April. France saw inflation dip to 6% in May, down from 6.9% in April. Food and alcohol were the main components driving inflation, rising 12.5% in May. Let's take a look now at today's Forbes real-time billionaires ranking. It tracks the daily ups and downs of the world's wealthiest people. Our biggest loser today is the world's richest man. LVMH's Bernard Arnault is down $5 billion today, but still has net wealth of $216.1 billion. Our second biggest loser is soy sauce billionaire Peng Kang, down $2.5 billion with net wealth of $10.3 billion. And our third place loser is Mexican telco tycoon Carlos Slim. He's down $2.4 billion, still with net wealth of $95.7 billion. Check out our website and our social media for all of the latest billionaires news. The U.S. and Taiwan will sign a trade deal tonight, the first batch of agreements under the U.S.-Taiwan Initiative on 21st Century Trade. Washington has remained a key ally and arms supplier to Taiwan, despite switching diplomatic recognition from Taipei to Beijing in 1979. The U.S. is Taiwan's second largest trade partner. The initiative looks to boost trade by streamlining customs checks, improving regulatory procedures, and establishing anti-corruption measures between the U.S. and Taiwan. And Apple supplier Foxconn will start manufacturing iPhones in the southern state of Karnataka by April 2024. The Indian state's government says the land for the factory will be handed over to Foxconn by July 1st. It's part of an initiative to move some operations away from China and towards India. I'm Ramya Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
This show's brought to you by